Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is August 23rd, 2020. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how to make a figure tree to produce figures. Stay tuned. This is one figure tree. I once introduced this figure tree several times in my previous videos. You can check out the links above for more details. Basically, this figure tree is planted in our neighborhood, just next to the sidewalk. Here is looking south. And here is looking to the west. So this figure tree is very close to the big street. And here is looking to the north. Even though this figure tree is planted to a big tree, but you can see this figure tree still can receive a lot of sunlight, especially during the summertime, all the way from the noon to the evening. Usually, the gardener will take care of this figure tree. As you can see here, there's a water pipeline right here. And here you can see the water sprinkle in the ground. So this figure tree does not have any problem for watering. You can see it is very healthy. A lot of leaves and branches. This figure tree has been planted here for many years, so it is a pretty mature figure tree. So this figure tree is big and mature. It is watered properly and receive plenty of sunlight. But the problem, this figure tree this year does not produce any figures. You can check all these branches. Only you can find one very tiny figure forming right here. I think that is tiny figure. So as you can see here, this figure tree really does not produce any figures this year. So what's the problem with this figure tree? Is there any way we can ask this figure tree to produce figures? A couple of months ago, I air-layered this figure tree branch. You can check out for details from the link above. When I air-layered this figure tree branch, I once pinched some figure branch tips because I just want this figure tree can concentrate more energy to develop roots. I pinched right here and right here. and right here and some other place. Interestingly, from this big fig tree branch, you can find it produce one fig right here, and there is another small fig forming right here. So basically, from this big fig tree, here you can find two figs produced from this branch. I have several citrus trees grow in the containers, such as lemon, orange, and mandarin. Usually I always pinch the tips to let the plants to produce more branches and more blooms and produce more fruits. It really works for citrus tree. Actually, this way is also works for fig tree. As you can see here, very clear. After I pinch the fig tree tips, so you can see here it produce more fruits. For this fig tree, it has a lot of leaves and branches. So for right now, if this fig tree does not produce fruits, I think this fig tree spend a lot of energy for new leaves and branches. So if you have a fig tree, if you think it is supposed to produce figs, but unfortunately it does not produce any figs, probably you can try to prune your fig tree and pinch the branch tips. Let it promote the fig tree to produce more branches and figs. At least you can see here, this technique and tips really works for this fig tree.